Good day, my friends. We're here at Leviticus chapter 27, verse 22, and verse 12. We're finally getting ready to wrap this up and finish off this entire book. And the priest shall value it, whether it be good or bad, as you value it. You who are, turning the page, the priest, so shall it be. Notes, a value was put on the animal which could not be sacrificed because it was unclean, and that amount of money was to be paid to the sanctuary to satisfy the vow. Verse 13, but if he will be at all redeem it, then he shall add a fifth part thereof unto your estimation. Notes, whatever the priest valued the animal, 20% was to be added, at least in this case, simply because it was an animal which was unclean and could not be offered in sacrifice to begin with. Verse 14, and when a man shall sanctify his house to be holy unto the Lord, then the priest shall estimate it, whether it be good or bad, as the priest shall estimate it, so shall it stand. And if he who sanctified it will redeem his house, then he shall add the fifth part of the money of your estimation unto it, and it shall be his. Notes, in other words, pay the money to the sanctuary instead, but then the vow will be satisfied. Verse 16, and if a man shall sanctify unto the Lord some part of a field of his possession, then your estimation shall be according to the seed thereof, and homer of barley seed shall be valued at 50 shekels of silver. Notes, the value would be judged according to the amount of grain grown in the land, in other words. Verse 17, if he sanctify his field from the year of Jubilee, according to your estimation, it shall stand. But if he sanctify his field after the Jubilee, then the priest shall reckon unto him the money according to the years that remain, even unto the year of Jubilee, and it shall be abated from your estimation. Notes, in this case, all were valued according to the number of years left before the year of Jubilee. Verse 19, and if he who sanctified the field will in any wise redeem it, then he shall add the fifth part of the money of your estimation unto it, and it shall be assured to him. Notes, if anyone else redeemed it, they would do so at this estimation. However, if the man who made the vow redeemed it, he has to add 20% to the estimation of the priest. Verse 20, and if he will not redeem the field, or if he have sold the field to another man, it shall not be redeemed any more. But the field, when it goes out into the Jubilee, shall be holy unto the Lord as a field devoted. The possession thereof shall be the priest's. Notes, in other words, time runs out. The field now belongs to the sanctuary and is to be used for its upkeep. Verse 22, and if a man sanctify unto the Lord a field which he has bought, which is not of the fields of his possession, then the priest shall reckon unto him the worth of your estimation, even unto the year of Jubilee, and he shall give your estimation in that day as a holy thing unto the Lord. Notes, if a man made a vow concerning a field he did not really own, when the year of Jubilee came around, the priest was to estimate the worth, with the man giving that much money to the sanctuary, which would then satisfy the vow. Verse 24, in the year of the Jubilee, the field shall return unto him whom it was bought, even to him to whom the possession of the land did belong. Notes, in other words, when the year of Jubilee came about, the land would not revert to the man who made the vow, who really did not own the field, but would revert to its rightful owner, whomever that may have been. Verse 25, and all your estimation shall be according to the shekel of the sanctuary. 20 gerahs shall be the shekel. Notes, the shekel was not actually a coin, at least at that time, but a particular weight of silver, and it would be almost our equivalent to 1 ounce. Verse 26, only the firstlings of the beast, which should be the Lord's firstling, no man shall sanctify it, whether it be ox or sheep, it is the Lord's. Notes, 2 classes of objects were forbidden to be vowed: the firstborn of the beast and the devoted things. Verse 27. And if it be of an unclean beast, then he shall redeem it according to your estimation, and shall add a 5th part of it thereto. Or if it be not redeemed, then it shall be sold according to your estimation. Notes. A vow could be made of the firstborn of unclean animals, and then the amount of money paid to the sanctuary according to the estimation of the priest, which would satisfy the vow. However, if it was the firstborn of a clean animal, such as a lamb, a goat, or a heifer, it could not be vowed. Verse 28. Notwithstanding, no devoted thing that a man shall devote unto the Lord of all that he has, both of man and of beast, and of the field of his possessions, shall be sold or redeemed. Every devoted thing is most holy unto the Lord. Notes. All gifts devoted to the Lord in this manner became the property of the sanctuary, confirmed in Numbers chapter 18, verse 14. Verse 29. None devoted which shall be devoted of man shall be redeemed, but shall surely be put to death. Notes. This speaks of clean animals devoted to God from birth. They could not be redeemed, but had to be offered in sacrifice. Christ was totally devoted to the Lord by his parents when he was a child, and rightly so, and was not redeemed, and was put to death. But he was put to death not for his own sins, but for ours. He made it possible for all of mankind to be redeemed, at least those who would believe. John 3:16. Verse 30. And all the 10% of the land, whether the seed of the land or of the fruit of the tree, is the Lord's. It is holy unto the Lord. And if a man will at all redeem aught of his tithes, he shall add thereto the 5th part thereof. Notes. This is meaning that he fails to pay his tithes when they are owed, and when they are actually paid, he has to add 20 more percent. Verse 32. And concerning the tithe of the herd, or of the flock, even of whatsoever passes under the rod, the 10th shall be holy unto the Lord. Notice, it is still holy unto the Lord, and ever shall be. This is the Lord's way of financing his work, and I speak of both tithe and offering. I cannot conceive of a believer, at least a true believer, considering what the Lord has done for him, not wanting to support the work of God by paying the tithe, and even more so. Verse 33. He shall not search whether it be good or bad, neither shall he change it. And if he change it at all, then both it and the change thereof shall be holy, and it shall not be redeemed. Notes, we must not figure God out of our giving by trying to make changes. Verse 34. These are the commandments which the Lord commanded Moses for the children of Israel at Mount Sinai. And thus concludes the book of Leviticus. Thank you very much.